I guess I'll say this as long as we are now live on the tube, because I have to stop the YouTube early because I have to pick my kid up at 3, but I can keep going with the TikTok because, my phone's mobile and all. I was like, oh my God, we have to end early. I'm like, why don't you just pick up your phone and do it? How about
Yeah,
that?
I
Novel
know. Summer throws stuff like, yeah.
and camps. All right, there we go. And I think I put hide non-video participants, but hi, Linda. All right, so there we are up on YouTube. Let's get us up on the TikTok. Um, that's my dog. The dog wants to say hi. All right, let's go live on TikTok. Oh, we are crooked on TikTok. That's good. We're already crooked on TikTok. Hey guys, I am Dr. Mo. I am here with Courtney. Hold on, I got to take this down. I'm here with Courtney and Neil. They are with me slash behind me slash hopping on the YouTube. Um, all right. Redeem my promote coupon. All right, I have a promote coupon, so I can't do that right now. Okay. I'm like, whatever that just told me to do. So in order to promote the video, the best way to do it is to give us some hearts, give us some likes, give us some love. And we'll go from there. So Neil is next to me here, and he is on YouTube. If you go to watchdrmo.com or watch hams.
Watch hams.
You can watch hams. You can go to watch AMS. There we go. Now we're straight. All right. Somebody's got infinite loop video or audio behind us. Who's not muted? Everyone
Yeah,
muted?
everything's muted for me.
I
Okay.
think so. I'm not on TikTok yet. I joined, but I don't have a meeting invite yet.
Oh, you know why? Neil, you're not muted on my TikTok.
Ah, there we go.
Now we're good. We need to get one audio source while we're doing 3 video sources. So for our patients, you have a direct Zoom link to this, so you can participate and go in the chat and do the chat thing. So, so kind of super cool little involvements that have happened, evolvements. I actually had, there's an echo. Yes, Denise, we got it. That was my fault. That's shocking, I'm sure, right? So I am Dr. Mo. If you're new here, we talk about GLP-1s mostly. This is not medical advice. It's not legal advice. It is not financial advice and not relationship advice. You got people for that. It's just Linda over there on the chat, and then me, Courtney, and Neil. So, so this is a public chat. Invite your friends, share the live, share the love on TikTok. Just as an aside, next week you are going to go to Courtney's. Courtney, are you on TikTok yet today?
Yes, you just got to invite me.
I can't see you.
Let's see.
Oh, I found you. Let's get Courtney up here.
Got it.
There we go. Okay, so next week you will get Courtney and Neil and hopefully Amanda. I don't know where Amanda is today. We're going to turn off Courtney's microphone so we don't echo.
There we go.
But next week, and this will be all over. We'll put posts out on TikTok because next week you're not going to come to my page. You're going to go to. Sorry, my dog just made a weird noise. You're going to go to Courtney's page and watch over there. So anyhow, but we talk all things GLP-1, lifestyle medicine. So here's what I did this weekend. Here's what I did on my summer vacation. We took our 5 pillars, and the woman next to me is a nurse. And we played word games with the words in the 5 pillars. And now we have an acronym called PRESS.
I love it.
For our 5 pillars. I'm kind of excited. I'm more excited because that way I can remember what they are without messing those up. So my goal here was to, every time we start a live or start a patient live or a provider live or a public, just have the same kind of format every time. And when we start talking to the public, one of the big things is at AMS, which is Active Medical Solutions, just so you know, Neil and Courtney over here on TikTok, over there on YouTube, are my nurse practitioners, and we do a lot of education. Obviously, that's why we're here. So feel free to pop up questions in the chat, both on TikTok and YouTube, and we'll answer whatever we can. and then we'll go through the pillars in a little bit. So, because Rick James, oh, sorry, I grew up in Buffalo. Sorry, that was a Rick James reference right there. Rick Jameson. It was much more fun was Rick James a second ago. I started Ozempic 0.25 milligrams back on Friday, started having periodic nausea on Sunday. Is that normal? For you, probably yes, because I call it Tirzepatide Tuesday, which you guys always see me on Tirzepatide Tuesday, where I'm actually under the weather to begin with, and it's also Tirzepatide Tuesday, which means I've literally had a handful of grapes and a protein shake today to eat because everything kind of, and my shot is Monday. We do, oh, sorry. So Tracy, I thought we all prescribe. Sorry, my dog literally just shook himself off on the table behind the camera. That's fantastic, buddy. No, we do prescribe. We are medical providers. We are a clinic. But we are 100% remote. So yes, we prescribe, but we don't just prescribe. And that's actually a really good question. Because they shouldn't be mutually exclusive. So anyhow, I don't know. Neil and Courtney, what do you guys think on that topic?
I think there are a lot of groups that prescribe and prescribe alone. I don't see a whole lot of groups doing intensive education or really digging in. And I think we offer 3 hours of access every week. If you're our patient, you get 3 hours of access every week directly. Type in questions. You can pop on the video. You can get, we will spend as much time as you need answering any questions and really dialing in on what's going on. Maybe there are other groups and I just don't see them, but I don't see that many groups offering that much intensive education where we really, the medication is great and we're happy to help you get that. But really, we want to help you change your life.
So Tracy, yes, Louisiana is on the state list. Louisiana is back up and running 100%. So if you go to amstelehealth.com, click be a patient, we could probably have it's still pretty early. We could probably have your order sent by tomorrow. If it's a prescription order, probably onboarded and sent by the end of today.
Maybe, but Louisiana's weird. We got to see if someone's available to do a video visit. That's the tricky one.
But I would be comfortable sending it and getting the video visit done within the next few days.
Yeah.
So Pennsylvania is in progress. Right now, the ball is in their court. So Pennsylvania will be shortly. Our states are listed at amstelehealth.com. So, but as for the one moment I want food, the next minute I don't, also the feeling that something's stuck in your throat and you can't swallow. I don't know, Courtney and Neil, did you guys ever have that? Because I do get that.
I have never had that part.
So I do, and this is a twofold answer because we are trained in emergency medicine primarily. So if you have that and it's just since starting the GLP-1, I'll tell you what fixes mine, not medical advice, but you need to get it looked at if it doesn't go away, right? Because that is not a symptom we can ignore. But that happens in 2 cases for me. If I get it, it's weird. I hear you. Oh, look, I have balloons.
It's working.
Okay.
See, we're excited. If you look on YouTube, my laptop does all the fun gestures, not those gestures. We're not going to try not to get kicked off of TikTok today. But yes, my laptop does all those fun gestures and the computer upstairs does not. So hydration with electrolytes, which is it's the E in press. If I get dehydrated, I cannot. It takes more intention for me to swallow. It's like I don't have control over smooth muscle like I should. It's kind of bizarro. I get it. But I also get weird muscle aches and pains in my back if I'm not hydrated as well. So again, not medical advice, but yes, I have had that, but do not ignore it, right? That's the caveat. You cannot. And if you have trouble breathing, like throat's closing, allergy, anaphylaxis, that's like call 911 type territory, right? So it's, you gotta, I'm not with you. That's why telehealth sometimes doesn't work for everything. So anyhow. All right. What else we got, you guys?
You're missing a bunch. Tracy about Ed asked 4'11", 105. It puts you at a BMI like 21-ish. I'm okay with going to 21. typically, as long as we stay within range of 19 to 25, I'm pretty cool with that.
Yep. Yeah, because like I'm on the low end. The upper end of my BMI would be 146, and I look and feel disgusting. Sorry. That's
Yeah,
probably
the thing is, you might get to one. Everybody's different. You might get to 110 and be like, I'm really happy here. It's hard. It's hard to say.
yeah. Yeah. Who knows? Too expensive. Hold on, let's go up. So Wisconsin, we do not serve. But the college
Yeah, I do.
we
Yeah,
do.
we do.
Oh, yeah, we do Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Oh, sorry. You know what? All right, Neil. Neil, you list the states because I'm in Miami mode today, apparently. Fuck, we do Wisconsin. Shit. Courtney's like, yes, I have Wisconsin.
All right.
Why we can't have nice things.
All right. So we do Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Indiana, Michigan, and Miami of Ohio and Florida, Ohio, New York, Tennessee, Texas, and Virginia. And what am I missing? Louisiana. I think that's it, right? Wisconsin.
Michigan, Wisconsin. Yeah.
Wisconsin. I'm so sorry. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. So Neil, do you happen to have the pricing up for
Yeah.
Wisconsin? first?
For Wisconsin, I think it's going to be Axtel. Which med?
TERS.
Tirzepatide starting out is for 15 milligrams is $200. So that gets you 4 weeks at 2.5, and an extra week of 5, or depending on if you've been out before or how you're reacting, 2 weeks of 2.5 and then 2 weeks of 5. So at least get your month of meds and get going.
That's a good price. I'm like,
It is.
yeah, I gotta order from Cyprus so I can try them out. That's new. So yeah, Tracy, you asked, we got to get the too expensive. I gotta see if I can pin comments today.
Yeah.
Nope, I cannot. I don't know why some days I can and some days I can't. We have 6 different pharmacies. We're actually required by law to give you the choice, especially if we own a pharmacy, which we don't. But we just have relationships. I think we've got 6. We just brought on Hollandale actually because we figured they'd need a couple extra people out there.
Yeah, we need to update our graphics to see who ships to Louisiana.
Oh crap. Okay.
As I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't see LA.
All right. Well, we know Empower does, right?
They might. I believe they do, but it's not on there.
Oh, but Empower was the weird thing where they didn't do Wisconsin for a little while. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, I just need to update those.
Yeah. All right. So
All right.
for Louisiana, I'm just typing that out to the team. Let me just reply.
User 838 just picked up Zepbound today, and I'm scared to take it. You and everybody else are their first time, because they read side effects. Some people typically have the horrible side effects are the ones that post. Just like most people don't write complaints to bad restaurants or compliments. It's only complaints. So people message up when they're terrified and they had a horrible time. Just do it. Give it a go. Just avoid big meals right around it. Stay hydrated and see how it goes.
Yep.
If it's the shot itself, we've had I don't know how many people who are terrified of needles get through this and now have no problem giving themselves shots.
And I'm still like squeamish with the actual syringe, which is hilarious. I get this, guys. I get it. I like remember, ER trauma center, no problem. Giving myself a shot. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. It's ridiculous. It is so stupid. But anyhow, so you're not alone, and that's okay. So BB said too expensive. I'm not really sure. Too expensive. It is an investment in your health. Absolutely. It may, if it is dosed correctly and does its job. If it's like me, I would pay full price for brand. I don't have to because we are in shortage and we have the luxury of being able to order from compound pharmacies. I would pay full price for brand for these medications and the way they've changed my life. I only have 2 kidneys, so I can't sell one of those. But I would redo my finances, redo my life, get some other ventures going. I would do something, anything to be able to afford the medication. Now, also my food bill is much less. Quite a few people have stopped shopping. I mean, it's just, it's incredible the things that it actually interrupts the dopamine hit that get expensive. Now, if you look at the expense to your health of staying overweight, there are 37 diseases that are exacerbated and or caused by obesity, and 13 cancers that are worsened or caused by obesity, usually worsened or affected by obesity. In males, the most common is pancreatic cancer, which is what my grandfather died from. And in females, it is endometrial cancer. I don't have an endometrium, so that's kind of a bonus, but any longer. But that being said, it's choose your hard, right? I mean, I know it's like a cute little meme, but it's like choose your hard, choose your expense. We don't force people to take these medications at all. We don't force people to take compounded. If they're like, hey, I just want to try metformin with your pillars, can we do that? Yeah, absolutely. It's $5 a month. We are not about the GLP-1. We are about the success that you get from using the tools. And that's just one of the tools.
Carmelo was asking for about Wisconsin 7.5. So with Axtel, it's 330. So that'd be 7.5 times 4. So you get 30 milligrams with that one.
Hey, Gorman, I'm sorry I'm cutting out. And welcome back. I want to know how it's going.
Yeah, you're doing fine. You're not cutting out for me, so that's weird. It's
Okay.
must be a TikTok
Me
issue.
neither.
Okay.
Let me see what we missed. Jay Ray, I did 8 weeks on 2.5 compounded tirzepatide, went up to 3.5 milligrams. It's working great. Should I have gone to 5 milligrams? I don't think so. We have people that kind of go up slowly and kind of like franken dose it, and as long as that's working for you, it's cheaper that way. So
Yeah.
I say go for it.
Yeah. I
Great.
say stick with whatever dose works for you.
Yeah, we're not the escalate every 4 weeks, no matter how you feel, if you need it or not. It's more the adjust the dose of the medication to where you limit the side effects while maximizing its appetite suppression.
Rhonda said she never lost an ounce from Hollandale, and power is wonderful for me. So that's great. Good to know. Good to know. Hi, everybody. I'm going through. I'm glad I will get to choose, but I don't want to switch. Oh, somebody asked, is the side effects different by brand? I have the same side effects regardless of who I get my tirzepatide from, whether it's Mounjaro, Zepbound. Here, let me go through my list. What I've done. Oh, I didn't do Zepbound, but whatever, it's a different label. Because I haven't done Zepbound yet because I can't find 7.5, so I can't get it. I've done South Lake. I've done Axtel. I did ACA, which is a moot point. Link. I think that's it. 4. And then I'm about to order from Cypress Compounding Pharmacy, which is near here. And I'll order from Hollandale if they ship to Texas.
I think I do.
Over on YouTube, Lynn K, is insomnia a thing when moving up doses of GLP-1? How common would it be?
Mm-hmm.
I know people have had it. I mean, we've had a handful for sure. Have you guys ever experienced that?
We do have some reports of insomnia. I always have insomnia, so who's to say what's better, what's worse? More we have people that report fatigue rather than insomnia, but I have had a handful that report insomnia. Generally speaking, that does get better with time as your body adjusts. Sometimes, and we've talked about this a little bit because it's not necessarily listed as a side effect, sometimes that may be due to the bit of increase in just generalized anxiety, which is not necessarily listed as a side effect. But when so many of us have been used to coping with all of our emotions with food, and we take that crutch away from you now because you don't get the dopamine hit from food, sometimes depressive symptoms increase, anxiety increases, sleep problems can increase, fatigue can increase, all of those things can be worsened when we take away your crutch of choice.
And you know what I just realized, because I track my sleep with my Oura Ring. My sleep has been very broken. My sleep was super broken last night. I had stomach cramping, stomach pain. Shot day was yesterday. Sugar content was a little too high yesterday, and I had chocolate a little too late. So it wasn't necessarily insomnia. My and my Apple Watch actually tapped me to get up and stand in the middle of the night because it didn't think I was sleeping. I'm like, shut up. Like, dude, really? So I think that it could be really multifactorial. Um, now that I'm on 7.5, and I'm staying on 7.5, I'll probably, actually, I shouldn't say that. Next week, I'll probably go to 5 because the pens are easier to travel with.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, but I'll be home. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. But I like 7.5 because, sorry, there was a fly there. I swear I wasn't like hallucinating. Um, right now I'm up to 7.5 after a year in maintenance because it really quiets my brain. And I just have so much going on stress wise that I need that. I need that to cut down. So, I mean, that's kind of an interesting point as well, that we don't lock you into this is your maintenance dose forever. We really work with you to determine what you need at that time. We also automatically refill, even if it's by mistake.
Now you're cutting out.
Yep. Now you
Our
paused.
goal is to not automatically refill. We had some patients that got autos, so my phone off of Wi-Fi and see if that will be better for my phone. It just said my internet connection is unstable.
Hmm.
Okay. Best internet like around. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, okay.
So
I'm a lot of stuff. Oh, hey, down the road. Hold on. Allie's from Houston. Wave hi. You get to see my bat wings wave. Jackson, I don't know if your comment got filtered. I can't see anything. Or I'm just talking and need to shut up. That's probably more likely.
I think I just see a hey from Jackson. That's it. Hey, buddy. I think Miko had asked, do some insurance companies only give you the first 2 boxes of 0.25? Assuming that's for Ozempic or some pharmacies, some are only allowing you to stay at certain doses for multiple months and otherwise requiring you to go up. And they have, it depends. Some are letting you stay at any dose anytime. Some are not letting you stay at what, 7.5, 12.5. You have to go up to the next dose. So I'm assuming 2.5 is on that list. Like you have to escalate.
Yeah, those were listed as the maintenance doses.
Yeah, insurance is doing all kinds of things. I've been seeing some people post some changes from the insurance company, like, coming July 1st, August 1st, and some are they're changing the BMI to 35. They're adding in 6 months of weight management with like Weight Watchers or something like that, which is just awesome. What was the other thing they were doing? Oh, they were requiring you to be established with your care provider and have only see them physically. No
Oh,
telemedicine. Yeah.
Hmm.
In person only. I don't have
so
that.
whatever. Well, here's the thing, what that would make me do, because I would be angry, of course,
Yeah.
is I would pay cash.
Yeah.
Because the thing is the doctor visit, like, so somebody asked if there's a membership fee. We actually, we do a subscription model, but I don't like it as a membership, more like, well, it's medical care. I mean, but the reason we do this month after month is we are in this for the long game. I don't want to just shoot out meds to you and say, hey, hope it goes well. Our educational and community resources are not meant to be optional. So yes, there is a fee with us. It's $89 a month. We don't do contracts or anything though. And we do separate it from the medication fees because we do. I'm like, we don't need to know why. Nobody needs to know the why. Unless you want to know the why, then ask in the chat. What else? Having hallucinations as a side effect. Yes, yes. I'm exactly. I swear to God, it was a fly. Oh, I get an energy boost, not insomnia. Well, that's interesting though, but does that may be boosting your energy level so it's hard to wind down at night. Look at this. Let me see. You're ready? Let's get some confetti going if you're on YouTube.
There you go.
It's actually working today for you. That's great.
You know what? Because my laptop does it. Everything else, the OS is too archaic.
Okay.
So I found out why. Yes, this is why my brand spanking new laptop. Not my brand spanking new laptop, but a couple years old. Yeah, some insurance companies. We do not go to New York Island Girl. Sorry. I'm like, oh, nice. We do not ship to New Jersey. We don't ship anywhere because we are not a compound pharmacy. We only provide medical care. That being said, we do not provide medical care in New Jersey. So Nikki Baldwin does at Hamilton Telehealth. I think Maribel might as well at Maribel Telehealth. But we don't have New Jersey. New Jersey is a really hard state for telehealth, so we're probably not going to do that. And we haven't talked about poop in a while. So yes, constipation is a side effect of these medications because it does slow down your transport time. I actually was at the GI doctor yesterday getting established for my 50-year-old funness. There we go. We'll do some fireworks on YouTube for a colonoscopy.
Hey.
Andy wants to do an EGD as well because I've been on PPIs for 30 years. So he's like, we really need to do it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to be out. You do your thing.
You're out and you already prepped your gut. You might as well.
That's why I'm like, just do your thing. Super excited for you to see my butt. That's why I had to pick someone I trusted, but didn't know super well. You know, it's like that level of, anyhow, it does slow down your transit time. And when I was talking to him yesterday, he asked, cause I told him I'm kind of chronically, I'm chronically constipated. I'm not one of those people that hangs out in the bathroom, you know, read the news 3 times a day. So, but I told him I take AG1 now to keep things. Oh yeah, I have Linda. Linda's here. So I got to see how that whole boost or the Bloom thing went for her. I'm forking over the cash for AG1. But he's like, there's no laxatives in that, right? I'm like, no, I would never do a stimulant laxative. And he was laughing at me because then he was like, what do you do? So, but no, it just, the AG1 actually calmed my guts down, made me feel much better. I tried Bloom. By the second day, I was like, this is not my supplement. And of course I was traveling and that's all I brought with me because I'm super smart. Here, let's try something new while you're traveling. I mean, it tore up my gut. Like it was not pretty. So, all right. Need answers. Went to GI and now tons of tests. Hold on.
Yeah, there's something up above.
Oh, chronic diarrhea. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely need answers. Now, that being said, so I have a friend / patient who we have tried to get her chronic diarrhea under control with diet, for 10 years. Diet. I'm talking, she had biopsies, this, that, and the other thing. The only thing that keeps it under control is tirzepatide. So it's pretty amazing.
Jackson comment, 93% reverses fatty liver disease on retatrutide.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that it gets people down 17% and, you know, the less half the time that semaglutide does, which is pretty incredible.
Oh, so Danielle, she's got, yeah, it's an autoimmune thing going on. Her ANA is elevated, thyroid's elevated, cholesterol's elevated, low D and elevated eosinophils. So your gut biome is garbage. The cells are, you know, is it the chicken or the egg, right? Was it these things or was it the, you know, which came first? Who knows? You got to calm that shit down. Sorry. That's my pun intended. No, and I'm not blowing this off because that is a debilitating problem for sure. But keep hitting up your doctors and keep talking to them, you know. Hold on. Brenda said something that it's so upsetting after finally having success on them. Brenda, what did you say? I take magnesium every day, D, but not for that.
I think she was saying CVS Caremark cut her off, like no warning, just.
Oh yeah. Well, that's.
Yeah.
They didn't warn some people. We were still having people requesting their meds from CVS Caremark for 90 days. It won't even let you send it there.
Yeah.
Like the system automatically shuts it down.
So Danielle said, I can't find the courage to call them back. Okay. So I get that. So I have weird nerve pain right side of my body. Tried to get it looked at. I've had EMGs. I've had MRIs, blah, blah, blah. Nobody can find answers. Sounds good. You know, sounds like a plan. So I understand that. And I'm a doctor. And I can't bring myself to chase it down So I took it upon myself, which is not what I would suggest. This is like sure as crap, not medical advice. But I started working on different things to try to fix it, right? Because, and things that weren't detrimental and things that are serving my health anyway. That being said, if you have a debilitating and or concerning medical condition, I hope they've done a colonoscopy to make sure there's not cancer in there, right? First things first, you don't have a bleeding ulcer. You're not losing blood in there, right? You need to know there are things you need to know. Do you have diarrhea because there's blood in there? Is there an ulcer? Is there a tumor? Like you need to know. So we go from the top down, right? Rule out the stuff that's really going to hurt you. And if you don't feel like you resonate with that doctor, then find somebody else. Ooh, we got filtered comments. And it wasn't mine this time, so that's nice.
Oh. Brenda was saying basically she stated above how insurance stopped June 1st while she was doing well in the meds. Yeah, and it might just, for some people, they have no choice but to go to compounded medication if they're okay with taking that kind of thing. It is way cheaper than on the lower dose, especially the lower doses, than paying full price for Zepbound. And the other issue with the Zepbound Monjuro is finding the dose that you want right now.
Yeah. Yep, you can't get it. Yes, Danielle, I would definitely do a colonoscopy.
Yeah, for
first
sure.
thing first, rule out the shit that's going to kill you, and then and then go forward. I don't want to do it either. Trust me. He was so funny yesterday. He's like, "Don't worry about it," because I just had mine. It's not a problem. We just use propofol. That's probably going to get flagged on TikTok, I'm sure. Milk of amnesia. We just use milk of amnesia. He's like, "You won't have any problem with it." And I was like, all right. Cause I told him, I said, I don't like anesthesia. I don't do well. I hate it. I just don't do well with any kind of sedation. He's like, you'll be fine. I'm like, okay, that sounds good. No, you got this, Danielle, and come back and, oh, and hang out too. We've got AMS Public group. That's our public Facebook group. If you have questions, you can always, if you're like, oh my God, I have a question, but I don't want to wait till next Tuesday. Go over to amspublicgroup.com and hop in there. Just be nice. It's not.
And the other thing, Danielle, I know it's frustrating to have to go through ongoing workups. There's a lot of medical problems that you can't find out with one visit. It's just the way it is. We all look for the obvious things first, and when we don't see anything obvious, then we start digging deeper. But we can't, blast the machine gun or the shotgun at everything and rule out everything all at once. We got to go in kind of a stepwise process. So try not to be scared. Just know that they're doing what is necessary and trying to rule out the most obvious things first, and then digging a little deeper each time they repeat tests.
All right. So if you're new, okay. I just want to scroll a little bit. Oh, Vanessa on YouTube said, I have trouble sleeping for 24 to 48 hours after injection. Sometimes I wonder too, if that has to do with energy partitioning. I was reading this is going to be a controversial comment, probably not TikTok controversial, but controversial nonetheless. One of the questions in my exam studying said something about calories in, calories out. And it said, that's not a thing. And I'm like, and then literally the explanation of the answer explained how some people have different calorie thresholds and they use their food differently. Like, yeah, that's the calories out part. Like they literally shot a hole in their theory in the explanation of the question. But I think what they meant was like the calorie calculators where not everyone, because they said, well, if one person takes in 1,500, it doesn't act the same in the body as another person taking in 1,500. I said, that doesn't mean that calories in, calories out doesn't work. It just means it's super individual and you can't use calculators. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would just be because their metabolism's different, not
Yeah.
still 1,500 calories of energy.
Right. It's still a gas tank. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, our old philosophy of whatever you calculate your calories in right now, if you're not losing, you got to go lower. I mean, and it's going to be very different for each person, even at the same height, even at the same weight, even at the same approximate activity level. It's just going to be different for each person, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't work.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
if I'm heavier and I fall down, gravity feels different for me. I'm taller and I fall down, gravity feels different for me too.
Doesn't mean gravity isn't real.
The other thing it could be if she's using compounded, it could be the B12. Some people do get a little insomnia for a day or two after the B12
Okay,
until it peaks and kind of starts to come back down.
that's super good to know. Denise said, my skin is super dry since starting Ozempic. I'm on a milligram now. Any suggestions?
Yeah, hydration, electrolytes.
Make
Yeah.
sure you electrolytes with your hydration is where I would probably start.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that would really cause that other than hydration.
Or decrease, I guess, decrease fat content. Like if you've really dropped your
Yeah.
calories and you're getting less fats. So yes, some pharmacies, Pamela, do compound with B12. Some will do B3, some will do
B6,
L-carnitine, B6.
NAD plus, like
There
it's,
you go. Yeah, there's another one.
and I think there's some that mix it with nothing. Little sketch.
So yes, metabolic adaptation is absolutely real. And most people don't have the no, I shouldn't say this. That was going to be an incorrect statement. Some people don't have the cognitive ability, not cognitive ability. What is it? I don't have, okay, let's just do this. It's an N of 1. I can't reverse diet very well because I did not before have the ability to control that closely what I put in my mouth. So to me, it was either I'm either losing, maintaining, or eating everything in the house, right? It's tough. Drink Body Armor once a day. Yeah, I would look at the fat content like omegas and such.
I would also look at salt because Body Armor Light has like 10 milligrams of salt. And a typical like Gatorade, like Gator Light, the higher salt one, I think it has like 560 milligrams of sodium. So that or salt your food.
Yep. And I salt the hell out of my food, which is probably why Body Armor Light works for me because I get plenty of sodium everywhere else in the day. But I need the potassium.
Danielle saying above that her sister tried Ozempic and it was a nightmare. How so? Because I mean, I started on semaglutide and absolutely loved it. I mean, within an hour, like my appetite was gone. Courtney has switched from tirzepatide product to semaglutide and seems to be liking it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I like
different. I think they're all different. Everybody's different with how they react to different medications. Let's see. Ooh, what do you guys think of this? Stacy's first shot of semaglutide. I was itching head to toe for days. Should I try again?
Was there any rash associated with it or just like skin itchiness?
And any trouble breathing's call 911.
Yeah. Any swelling, any trouble breathing? I mean, if there was an all over body rash, then no, wouldn't try that again. But if it was like just a itchy, weird sensation, we've heard that.
Was it compounded
Yes.
versus
Yeah.
brand?
What was it, put in there with? No rash, just super itchy. I wonder if that's also a dry, skinny kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get skin pain, like hypersensitivity. So I don't know if it's the same sensation and we just feel it differently. Compound with B12. You're taking other B12 in addition to that. I take a bunch of supplements that I'm realizing all have piggybacks. Like I'm looking at this. I have 130% of my B12 in this. Plus I do AG1. Sometimes I do a multivitamin, kind of, and so I'm probably overdosing myself in some way. Nothing else but a beta blocker.
But it's compounded with B12. I'm just wondering if she's sensitive to the type of B12 that they're using.
Could be.
It could be.
Yep. I would see if you can go with a different pharmacy. Usually ours are within, we usually have a couple pharmacies within like $10 or $20 a month from each other. Yeah, Gorman said, I felt my first dose within hours. It was so strange to smell food and not trigger any food noise. Yes. I was like, it was just bizarre. I had no idea how much of my brain circuits were taken over by food. No idea until it wasn't there. And I was like, wow, it's real quiet in here.
I was just honestly shocked how fast it worked.
Yep.
It was unbelievable.
And how it stayed, right? Like, I mean, I was like that for 6 weeks. like that. I was like, this is great. Not like that anymore. Well, I mean, right now I am because I'm on 7.5. But again, I had to go up. And I guess the next question is, do I think I'll have to keep going up? I don't think so. I probably could have done 5 this week, but I'm too chicken to go back down just yet. Just Tuesdays suck. I'm not real keen on that. Oh, geez,
Okay.
Jackson. That's pretty funny. So, for those of you on YouTube later, Jackson is from Pomegranate. He said, TikTok doesn't want me to tell y'all what I'm trying to say. All
I wonder
right.
if we could go to the
Rephrase.
AMS Public group on YouTube and just message it there.
Yeah. I was going to say, Jackson, pull up watchdrmo.com and pop in that chat and type it over there. We'll read it on TikTok because we're not censoring you. Even if you said we sucked, I'm okay with that. Then I'd ask you to tell me why. I've taken residence at the 5 Club and staying for a while.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yes. No, I was there. I was on 2.5 for about almost 4 months, and then I was on 5 for a year, and then 7.5 here and there, and now I've been on 7.5 for like 4 weeks or so. But I was just kind of a hot mess, and I needed a reset, But again, that's the 5th pillar is stress, and I was a disaster. So.
Yeah, Corbin, stay as low as you can for as long as you can, whether your insurance is covering it or you're paying for it. One is cheaper if you're paying for it. But I mean, I've had a patient never go over 10 and we lost like 139 pounds. So it's all very individual and there's no race to the top. It won't make you lose weight any faster.
Nope. I stayed at 7.5 from month 3 until I stopped and switched to semaglutide, and we're still working with that semaglutide dose. We'll see.
Yeah, what are you doing? Are you like mess up like 0.7?
Well, I had to drop it because I traveled and was off for a couple weeks. So this week I'm splitting my dose. I'd have to calculate, but
Franken dosing.
yes, I'm Franken dosing. Yeah, but the dose that I took on Sunday is not. Yeah, I need the other half, but I gotta wait a couple days.
So that's one of the things. If you're wondering what Courtney's talking about, if you're off for a little bit, we do not have you just go ahead and inject that whole amount when you restart. We work with you closely to figure out what the best option is to get you ramped up pretty quickly. Because sometimes also when you go back on, I mean, the hope is that you don't need the whole dose, but like Courtney just said, she needs the whole dose.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I ate all the crumble cookies, so they're gone. Actually, most of them were gone by the time I got home.
Well, and it doesn't help that I was traveling and we, of course, I wanted to enjoy. So we didn't limit anything by any stretch of the means. There was no weight gain because we walked all day, every day. But, I flipped that sugar switch and wasn't watching anything. And now it's really hard to flip that back off.
So, and that's actually why I stayed on 7.5 now for like a month, because once that switch is flipped for me, it's really hard to get back under control. And Neil will be the first one to tell me, just go up for a while. Just stop. Just why not use the tools we have at our disposal? So I always appreciate that.
Yeah, someone up above had asked about maintenance. I think we missed that one. So we might as well talk about that. Yeah, maintenance, like, Dr. Mo's talking about, it's messy for a lot of people. It's not like just drop to a certain dose and you're there forever, just come off the meds. Some people, Dr. Mo, dropped a little bit and then kind of had to go up for a week or two and then came back down. It's just a matter of adjusting the dose to what you need. And especially for women that have hormones, like, if it's close to their menstrual cycle, they could have crazy hormones and the meds aren't working at that dose. So maybe it's time to go up this week and then you can come back down next week.
That would be an interesting thought process. If you have wicked cravings and your period is regular, preemptively strike that. And then that way you can, like, hey, listen, 3rd week of the month, man, it's a 7.5. And I know that, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Whereas the other weeks you can handle 5 or 2.5 or whatever,
That's a good.
Okay, Jackson is speaking in code now, so it's fantastic. So yes, it was about the trials, the triple agonist trials, and how they are promising for, what do they call it now? It's not NASH. Oh shoot, it's MASH, but I can't remember what the M stands for. Metabolic, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, fatty liver disease.
Whatever. Right?
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a spectrum, obviously. And it's a spectrum that ends in cancer or liver transplant. It is metabolic. What was the A though? It doesn't make any sense with the A. Whatever. Rabbit hole, doesn't matter. Like Neil said, fatty liver disease.
Now I want to know.
I don't know. I know, me too. Metabolic dysfunction associated steatohepatosis, MASH. There we go.
And that's why they call it MASH.
Yep, because that's really freaking long. Okay. So, but I do like that they say it's non-alcoholic, because first of all, I don't like the word alcoholic used in a term like that. It's not the right term. I get alcoholic means related to alcohol when you're talking like the Greek and Latin etymology, but it doesn't work in a diagnosis that's colloquially used. It doesn't, it's should never have been called that.
No.
So yeah, because not to mention, whatever. Okay. Sorry. Hold on. Lynn Kaylin on YouTube said, only noticed after higher doses about the insomnia. Gonna have to work on sleep regimen and morning workouts to resolve it. Low doses did cause fatigue, but not anymore. Maybe more energy as blood sugar decreases. I do think over time, what I saw is my body was able to use food differently. So my energy partitioning is different. So, my body, it absorbs nutrients differently. And that was evident by when I did half Ironman, that I ran out of salt. I needed much more salt than I anticipated. I never used salt like that. So, and I used to take 1 gram an hour. I mean, we're not talking like but I was never a heavy sweater like that. So my metabolism is different, which is okay. I'm going to go with it. It's a godsend, really. So, but I bet that also changes the way your brain works and the way your sleep patterns and at night, how to calm down. Courtney knows this. She'll get the random 12:30 text of, I'm still up.
Problem is me too. So
Promise she's up to get that text.
Yeah.
Hold on, Jackson. I got it 93 per. Oh, look at this code. That's freaking amazing.
Nice.
Jackson, you'd be good at passing notes in class. So yes, I just think that's amazing, because it's truly metabolic associated, right? Which,
Yeah.
God bless them for naming it MASH. Because I mean the liver, and then if you bombard your liver with too much fat and it gets stuck, it doesn't detoxify like it's supposed to, and then it gets cancer, because then it sucks. And then it's just bad. All right. Sorry, I keep putting my finger in front of the camera because I just think as more of these medications come out, whether it's Maritide or, oh, Julie's here. Hi. She's on TikTok. Julie's on the TikTok. Party. Hold on. Party can start. Please hold. Julie, if you were on YouTube, you'd see I just gave you confetti. I'm good at code. Have you seen my Tupperware video? No, but now I'm going to go watch it.
Now we got to watch it.
I know, right? Shoot, what was I talking about? Julie, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, the Maritide. I really think we are at the beginning of a huge change in a lot of different things in health and in our food supply, that I'm hoping this will actually allow us to start moving toward a better food supply, right? Because the reason why we have all these packaged foods, I mean, I love packaged foods as much as the next person, probably more, is because we were starving, right? We needed to have increased shelf life. Well, then things kind of, just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? Jurassic Park style. We created monsters, and we really did. And in order for this to be reversed, people need to not eat them. But in order to make the decision not to eat them, we have to engage our frontal lobes. If my frontal lobe was driving the bus, we wouldn't have this problem, right? So we got to work with the brainstem. It's not willpower. It is a biological drive. So these help that. And we actually finally have some ammunition against what we never had ammunition against before, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, on the packaged foods and preservatives, we had my daughter and I lengthy talks. We were in Europe for 10 days and it was wonderful. Loved every bit of it. Of course, you walk a lot when you're in Europe, but there is no shortage of bad foods. There are pastry shops everywhere. There are candy shops everywhere. You're walking somewhere, there's gelato, people walking around eating gelato. It is very normal to have wine with lunch and with dinner, or vermouth or some sort of cocktail to open up your palate. That's kind of expected and normal, yet you do not see the amount of obese people there. Now, some of it, yes, has to do with walking, but then we got more talking about it. All of those foods were fresh. They were selling all of those foods fresh. They were using very local ingredients. It's not like here we have recipe or restaurants that'll specialize in, farm to table, and we're only using localized resources there. That's all they use. You use what you have. You're not getting shipments in from out of the country. They're using what's there and what's local and what's fresh, and they run out of things and their menu changes daily. That is very custom for their menu to change daily. Pastries are put out every day. They're thrown out. You're just getting what was baked today. It's not sitting there for 4 days wrapped in cellophane. And there's got to be more to it than what we think at eye level.
And as much as I don't want that to be true,
I know.
I hate that part of it. I don't want it to be right. It's like when Neil says, so don't buy ice cream. Last night, I stood there while my husband ate ice cream. And we were watching a funny video on Instagram. So I brought it over because he doesn't do social media and I don't do the news. So he sends me news articles I might need to see. And I send him funny cat videos. It's great. So, but I walked over to show him this video as he's eating ice cream. And it just dawned on me when you said that I did not eat any. I had no desire for it at all.
Wow.
It's a combo of 7.5. And the other work I do, right? This is not, and I was telling him last night, I said, it's not a magic pill. He's like, yeah, but it's damn close. And it is. And as much as I like to say, oh, I did this because of my willpower, I didn't. I couldn't do it because of my willpower. I tried for a really long time. And I'm not ashamed to say I need medication to succeed.
Absolutely. Same.
And, if we're working in the ER, and you need a tube in your throat to breathe, we won't make you say, just breathe harder. Just try harder. Neil, you're quiet today.
You guys got it all. We're good. We're in good shape today.
I'm like, Neil, what the hell?
I know, right? Now I'm just waiting for messages. But yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it's almost like a miracle, but it's like the best tool we've ever had to combat this. And that's kind of what it is. It's a tool. It's a piece of the puzzle. And some people don't try the tool long enough. They try the first dose and then they quit. It didn't work, and it's just not your dose.
That's a really good point. We had talked about this last week a little bit, that people quit because it's too expensive, like BB said earlier. I really, really wish I would have looked at my cost savings over. I want to even look at Amazon, how much money I've stopped spending. So like a weird thing I got rid of, and no, I didn't get any money for the donations, but I got rid of, my goal was 80%. And was probably pretty close. I would say 2/3 of the clothes in my closet.
Wow.
And it wasn't just fat clothes, right? Because those of you who've been there, and I actually have I have high school jeans that I really need to get rid of because they're too big. Because they were my size, whatever. They were teeny tiny, right? And I put them on and I'm like, yeah, first of all, I don't know what the hell my shape was in high school, but it's not this. They're so cool though. They were my Levi button flies and I wanted those so badly.
Get it.
I know, but so I mean, it is an investment, it is an investment in your health. We have we talked about this before. We have people who've stopped biting their nails. Does that matter? Not monetarily, but when you get the brain freedom, I'm writing a book for healthcare professionals. Speaking of which, Neil and Courtney, I need to interview you both for the book. By the way, I'm supposed to get 20 to 50 interviews for this book.
Okay.
Good. Great. Sounds like a plan. I'm like, okay. How about 30? 30 sounds like a nice number. It's above 20, so I'm not like an underachiever, but it's also not
Yep.
50. But I'm writing a book that the first two things in the book are peace and freedom, right? Because you can't get anything else before you create some space, before you get the peace and freedom, right? So, and I just think that's part of it. And Linda said it's Larry the lizard. You know, the lizard brain is no joke because it's going to run your life. Speaking of, breathe harder, damn it. It's that's who you've got to comfort is the lizard brain. Pebbles Jones says, oh my goodness, finally got a live. Hi, Pebbles, how are you? Yes, we're back on full time. Oh, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
I'm like, wait a minute. I know that picture. Here's me with my glasses. My eyes are so tired today. I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, that's not good. Don't take those off. You can't see shit on TikTok. Oh my God. Jackie is finally here for a live. Now the party can start. Hold on.
For real. For real.
Jackie, go to YouTube. You have confetti. Here, hold on. I can't remember what these are. Fireworks. Oh yeah.
While we're at it, please like and share the live. Go and follow Neil and myself, please. We need Neil to have more followers so that he can show up on the TikTok as well.
Neil, you have two people on your page.
Like what?
It looks like you have two people on your page right now on the TikTok.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
go over to Neil's page, do what you're doing, and hit like and follow.
Yep. And same on mine, because the more people we have, the more people we get exposed to, and the more people we can spread our message to. So please
help.
Like, love, and share. And if you want to share the YouTube channel, it's watchdrmo.com. All my stupid videos are on there. I say stupid. It is what it is. Sorry. I shouldn't say stupid. It's just I have all these things I want to say, and well, there are free platforms to say them. So now you guys are stuck with me.
Any news on going to Colorado yet?
Yes, no Colorado yet. Now that Courtney's back from Spain, we'll start looking into it. You like that, Courtney? How we have an agenda now?
Yeah. Had to get through that little hump of.
Since you have nothing to do otherwise. Right?
No. I'm getting caught up on some of that project as well. So it's on my agenda today.
Yes, I sat last week and did because now Texas has a CME thing. I don't know if you have it for nurse practitioners too, the CME or the CE something. It's called the CE something. But all the states that participate in it, it's a place to collate all of your continuing education stuff, which I think is kind of amazing. So there's a free version, the paid version. The paid version is actually pretty cheap. It's like $20 a year or something stupid. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. But it'll tell you what you need. And I'm like, thank you. All right, hold on. Jackie said she's going over to YouTube. So we're going to give Jackie some more fireworks. What else? Hold on.
She made it over there.
Balloons. Let's see. Hold on. What? Oh, wait. Give her the love. Give her the love. I gave that to Jill. So yes, Jill is my executive assistant. So she does lots of AMS crap for me. Like, I don't even look to make sure my credit cards pay more. She pays that off because I'm the one who always screws it up and misses it. Yeah, I missed it twice, and I'm like, okay, here's the time to get an assistant because we need to make sure that our patients can get meds. So, but yes, Jill gets married on Thursday.
Oh, wow.
So, yes. Sucker. Just kidding. I've been married for 25 years this year. You too, Courtney, right? You're 25 or 25 next year?
25 this year. You and I are a few weeks apart.
I think it's like the same, a couple weeks apart.
Yep.
And no, we have not known each other long, although it feels like it. Nothing personal. That sounded terrible. That sounded horrible. Like, it feels like.
No, but I totally forgot it was our 25th anniversary until you started talking about your vacation. I was like, oh, crud. I probably ought to plan something. That means it's my 25th as well. Whoops.
I know. I'm going to plan a little, we're doing kind of a big, which is why we're not here. So next week, we'll start posting where to find the lives and such, every Wednesday or Thursday on all the socials, which is cool. Because next week it's going to be, you're going to go to Courtney's page next week because she'll be running the TikTok and Amanda will be running the YouTube. and Neil will be on both as usual. So I won't be here because I'm going to be talking at a national conference. So if you guys want to know what I'm going to say, let me know. Because I practiced it for 3 hours on the way home
Oh, God.
in the car. I was really
Fair
tired of it.
enough.
Good use of time, though.
Yeah, well, because then I was like, well, I don't really feel like doing this when I get home. So I'm like, all right, last 2 hours. I was like, all right, let's go over this talk. 17 minutes, beginning to end. If I don't get wordy, which Lord knows, you guys know me. I'm like, all right, like I got to make this 25 minutes. I mean, we got to have room for questions. So I think it's either 25 or 35. I have to check. So I'll find out when I get there. It's kind of the nice thing though, that I don't really know. And I'm not worried about it. Yeah, it's been a minute. Yes. Yes, Jackie is over on the YouTube. So if you guys, and if you missed the lives, the public lives, well, if you're our patient lives are always on YouTube as well. But the public are also replayed over there. So if you're on TikTok, go to watch Dr. Mo, and all the public lives are there. If you want to overdose on content, it's all there. They're probably the worst people to binge on ever. But if you have questions, all right. So yeah, give us questions, because otherwise.
Well, I guess let me say this. So I just read a study. I have to send it to you because I haven't finished it yet. They did a study on combining GLP-1s with bupropion naltrexone combo, so Contrave.
Uh-huh.
And over the course of the year, you get an extra 4 to 5% weight loss.
Holy shit.
So, I mean, you add that to like Monjuro, you're looking at like 29%.
Wow.
Yeah, 21%, with semaglutide gets you almost to Monjuro by itself. So it's pretty crazy.
Wow.
And if you split that up into the generic versions, it's $30 a month extra, depending on if your insurance covers it, right?
And if you can find some.
Yeah, and Jackson said Contrave gave me tremors, and a lot of people don't do well on one ingredient or the other. So we often separate it for people to figure out what they can and cannot tolerate. So that kind of helps a little bit.
Yeah,
Not
some people
every-
just do not like naltrexone, and it's usually the naltrexone.
I'm afraid to try it because. So you're saying I need to add naltrexone to the beef I already take. Depends on what else you're on. Because some people can't. Oh, we got Carla into the Zoom. So yes. Oh, if you're a patient as well, even for the public lives, you get a private Zoom room to hang out in, and get the chats and the replays and stuff. So I was paying $99 a month. I would rather just do semaglutide and pay more. So that's a good point, right? Because if you're paying $99 a month for Contrave is expensive, because even at $99, it's with their coupon, because it's like $600 a month or something silly. Silly. I get it. It's medication. It's prescription. It's a big deal. But if you're paying $99 a month for the brand name, you can get $150 and just do semaglutide. Yeah, I agree. Yes, Linda, with me, this is like being at work all by myself. Because we only have a couple people. And I actually, the view, I hid non-video participants, so I can't see who's where. Oh, we're back to just Linda, it looks like. I opened it back up because I forgot that I had changed that for my office hours for the healthcare class. So what other meds would be contraindicated with Contrave? We'll just do the brand name. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm too busy talking.
First of all, any history of seizures, heavy alcohol use, high fatty meals are not recommended when taking the medication. If you need opioids or medications for chronic pain, you cannot take the naltrexone. There's a couple others, Neil.
If you're on
some antidepressants you can't mix if you're already on one. There's some diarrhea medicines that you can't take. I think those are the big ones. And every once in a while, something weird pops up for whatever reason. It's usually like an enzyme that's inhibited that causes the increase in the other medication.
Jackson said Pomegranate has a partnership with Cost Plus, so it gives members access to 3,000 generics discounted. That's pretty.
That's nice.
I've looked into it before, but I got so annoyed with, I'm looking into it again. But I got annoyed by something that I can't remember at the time. My
Then you have
food
to avoid
was probably too
really-
high. I was just annoyed with everything.
And then with the bupropion, you have to avoid really fatty meals. Otherwise, it can increase the absorption and then you end up running into problems there.
Yeah, because I'm at the Cost Plus site. It saves you. I mean, I'm just looking up metformin. Ooh, you know what I do like about this site? It actually tells you, I did not look at this. I was probably annoyed about something else, but it actually explains where the drug price comes from. Which is really pretty cool, right? Because you've got shipping, pharmacy, labor, markup, and there will be a markup because the people that people got to get paid. And then the manufacturing. That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm gonna look up some more drugs. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna look up semaglutide. Oh, well, that's why, because it's not on there. I think, okay, here we go. There was my annoyance. I just still wanted information on it. Whether it's available or not. Tell me it's not available, but then, yeah. All right.
Oh, this is the Mark Cuban one. Okay.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. All right. We don't have a lot of questions today.
Summer.
Okay. Share. It is summer. It is summer, and my
Yep.
dog melted somewhere. I don't know where you. Aw. Right, you gotta hold on because he's so cute. He's in the chair. He's melted. Oh,
And
not
he's
in-
up.
Hi, buddy. Hi. Oh, well, there you go. Hi. I didn't mean to, you didn't need to come over and say hi, but thanks. And we're up. Sorry. All right, what else we got? Yes, give us some more likes. Not announced yet, yeah. All right, we have no questions. I know this is weird.
It's gonna be summer.
I know. Do you think that it's interesting because I know a lot of people over summer will stop taking the GLP-1 because they want to enjoy, like Courtney, you didn't take it for a couple weeks because you wanted to enjoy Spain, right? I would consider going down on dose. I tried to do that once because I wanted to enjoy the cruise and it just made me not enjoy the cruise. So I won't do that again. Yeah. Because it made me a whole crap ton of crazy, But I think that's sort of an interesting thought because I bet, when people come back, they're going to be angry that we make them start on a low dose and try to work them up because I didn't have any side effects before. We had a patient once that said, hold on, I am looking at this picture. Is that actual tea? I'm like, because if tea's here, I'm like, I can't see. Like the TikTok pictures are too little for my crappy eyeballs. But I think when people come back, we had a patient once who was like, oh, I never get any side effects from any meds. Remember, she started on 5 because somehow she's the only person who's ever slipped through the system and convinced the staff to order her 5 instead of 2.5. And she was like throwing up for 5 days. And I'm like, this is why we do things the way we do things.
Yeah. And I took my shot like 2 days early so that for travel, because I didn't want to be like off of it the whole time. But then travel was for more than a week. And then when I got back, I realized I had forgotten to order vials and I needed vials for my dose. And I forgot to ask Neil to bring me one. And then I had to order from Amazon. So it was way more delayed because my intention was to take it like as soon as I got home. But I had to Franken dose and I needed a vial. And yeah, so was off for way longer than I anticipated. And
that sucks.
Yeah, not going well.
Well, and that's also an interesting thing. We're almost there with our messaging system, which is great, that we can actually get a blast out. So if you've ever been our patient and you're not our patient, You're going to get a message shortly that says, hey, it's us bothering you. And you're like, dude, I haven't been your patient in 8 months. Listen, you're still going to get the message and we'll tell you how to get off the list because we don't want to spam anybody. But we're almost there with our messaging because we want to make sure that we're in communication, especially with our active patients. So we need to get a good list of who that is. Because right now we didn't have a good system on our old record keeping system because, we're a medical office. So we have a virtual filing cabinet with charts in it. And our old system really sucked. And we paid too much for it and they lied to us and couldn't do what we wanted them to do.
Shit, all I want now is the records.
Oh my God. And I can't tell you, I actually have an email cycle that goes out when I email them, they just ghost me. There's no.
Goes right to their trash.
Yep. Like every support, like I'll do support tickets from inside because I still can log in. They close the support ticket. Like they don't even address it. They just close it.
How unethical.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So they're holding our patient records hostage. So we will not do that. If you are a healthcare provider and you do end up down the road using our electronic medical record system, I'm actually getting together a downtime process for anybody within, and I'm giving like the process itself is going to be given away for free because anyone who has one of these systems, you need the availability to have a downtime process. Nobody addresses that in this whole space. Why not? Like we just ignore it. Oh, we'll be fine. Worst words ever. We're not going to be fine. So anyhow, it's implemented into our EMR already, but we don't have access. You guys don't have access to that because it's too much. So I can't do it right now. We got to do it. Neil and I will get that out 2025. That's the goal. I'm trying to chill the fuck out.
Us? Never. I'm
trying. The part is like, it needs to get out there. And that's what aggravates me, I mean, that's the information needs to get out there. And that's what I realized when I was talking to that doctor yesterday and I was kind of explaining, what we do. And he's like, oh, where are you located? And I'm like, oh, we're totally remote. And he was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah. I said, I work from home, really. I said, but here's how we do things. And I swear to God, he looked at me like he was a drowning man and I just threw him a life raft. He was like, I really need to do that. I'm like, I know you do. I hear you. And plus they all switched over just now with the EMR because, he's in the Herman system because that's how I roll. And, their front office. I sent you this yesterday, Courtney. So I didn't send this to you because I was too busy bitching. But I walk in and they said, you don't have to give me your ID because it's already uploaded in the portal. Do you have a copy of your insurance card? I said, well, they don't give us physical cards anymore. So that's why it's uploaded in the portal. Oh, we like a picture of the card. I said, do you have a secure email? We don't have a secure email. So, well, next time you come, you can bring us a printout. The whole purpose of the portal and the words electronic medical record are so I don't have to bring you a piece of paper. Like you don't need my driver's license, but you need a printed off piece of paper that says my insurance card on it. Guys, come on, get with the program. Second of all, okay, this is my soapbox. Ready? This is my soapbox of the day. Second of all, in order to get a secure HIPAA compliant email, you literally need a Google Workspace email. It's $8 a month, guys. Get it set up correctly and get it done. So that way when a patient says, can I send you this? You're like, sure, absolutely. We have a HIPAA compliant form right here. How hard would that be? But people just don't have any. All right, I'm done. Thanks. If Jackson's still here, he's hearing me bitch about this. All right, what else we got question-wise on GLP-1s?
Yeah, anybody just joined us?
Yes, anybody new? So who we are, we're Active Medical Solutions. I'm Dr. Mo. I'm here with Courtney and Neil. We are we're the OGs, and I hate that and love it at the same time. Just the OG term, not that you guys are my OGs, like you are, it doesn't need a term. But we do lifestyle medicine. We also prescribe GLP-1s and other medications. Urgent care for our patients is included, monthly cost, which is one thing we kind of forget to say a lot. So if you're interested and you want to see what states we're in, go to amstelehealth.com. Come see us there. I guess maybe I should put that in the title of this thing. No, maybe not. I don't know.
Or underneath your name, next to your name or something.
Yeah, I wonder if I can do that. It's in my profile. The VA uses Microsoft Outlook and we have to encrypt. Yeah, absolutely. Like anything, like whatever system you're normally using for email, as long as you pay for it, because it has to have a BAA involved. But as long as you pay for it, it offers encryption. And it's probably better than HIPAA, for God's sake, because they're encrypting financial information. And that PCI compliance is a bear. What do insurance providers requiring in-person visits to prescribe these meds? I mentioned it earlier, so I'll let someone with less of a dog in the fight. Because
This is purely a barrier is what they're trying to put up. A lot of docs won't write these medications, or they will, but they won't do a prior authorization. And if they do a prior authorization, they won't do an appeal. So they're just trying to make it so it's impossible to get these medications, or harder so they don't have to pay for them, even though they should be paying for them. That's the only way I see this.
And especially someone commented that the insurance companies that are doing this are also requiring like monthly updates of your BMI. Let's just think about that barrier. If you work, I mean, for those of us that work shift work, getting into a doctor's office may not be as big a deal. But if you work a Monday through Friday job, that would entail every single month taking a day or a partial day off of work, calling, making an appointment, going, sitting and waiting in the office, getting your actual visit done, waiting for them to update the insurance company, then waiting for them to send off the prescription. Like, wow, those are huge barriers to access and your time, and it hits your pocketbook. I realize it may be a $25 copay or whatever to see your primary care doctor, but let's add up the gas, the time. How much is your time worth? The taking off time of work, what have you, waiting around, calling the pharmacy to see if it's ready. All of that requires time, and time is energy, and time is money.
agree 100%. I would pay cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? And if you can't afford our $89, there are cheaper ones out there. And there are people who don't like us, for damn sure. Babar and Paul. Sorry. The haters, I remember all their names. That's hilarious. Anyhow, but yeah, no, and that's the thing. And thank you for follows. I see them popping out. I will if I hop in, not if I hop in, when I hop in. I like to say hi back to all my followers and see, what I can do to help. So don't be alarmed if that happens. And Tracy said, if I can put a picture above the website above me during my live, I will figure that out. I have a question about sugar-free alternatives. Do they affect our system like sugar does on GLP-1s? They don't for me. I can, like, anecdotally, I don't have any, like, it doesn't flip the switch trigger. And one of my board questions this morning actually said something about kids and sugar-free alternatives, which I thought was interesting. What it does is it makes your body, you don't like non-super sweet foods. That's like retraining your taste buds, period, right? That being said, if you're going to, my palate is already pretty messy. So if I'm going to continue to do that, I would choose sugar-free alternatives just by nature. Oh, Lori's back. Hi, Lori. Lori's one of my favorites on TikTok. Lori was one of the first people I ever followed with the Manjaro thing. So just so you know, Lori, you changed my life. Just saying. Lori had lots of haters over the years. Nobody, not me. I'm not one of them. The only real sugar I get is from fruit. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cupcakes and frosting yesterday didn't make me feel very good. But I also don't sleep well if I have too much food or too much sugar. I'm a volume addict by history. And the only way I can get volume on a GLP-1 is by eating sugar. Sugar alternatives do not do that for me. They do not negate the effect of the drug. Oh, we got lots of our regulars back. Okay, this is cool. All right. I'm just looking up to see if we missed anything. Not that I can see.
I think so.
Oh,
There was one about like site irritation.
great.
I'm not sure if we covered it or not, but usually it's, yeah, you can try it like Benadryl cream, hydrocortisone cream topically, take an antihistamine if it's compounded or even brand, leave it on the counter, let it get to warm up. See if that helps. And then we learned from Jackson last week, Flonase seems to help with some people.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. That was some good information. And just make sure, if your throat's swelling or you can't breathe, call 911. Don't talk to your telehealth provider. Can we talk maintenance? I'm almost there.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, Tracy. Yeah, whenever you're ready, we'll be there.
And two, Tracy, if you want to get in the queue, like if you want to get your chart done and discuss things and then get everything ready, you can do that now. We don't charge you until we actually move forward. So that's one thing we kind of forget to talk about. Let me just run through this real quick before you guys chat about maintenance. That when you start with AMS, you can talk to us at no charge. That way we figure out if, hey, is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We're real people, right? We're all real people manning the lines. So our support staff is flipping amazing. We had an issue today that I found out and they took care of it, told me after the fact. And I was like, damn, all right. They're good. And they know how much leeway they have. They know what they need to come to us before and after, they'll come to the providers if it's immediate, like if it's a medical thing for sure. But this was a process issue, but we're real people. We don't have anything, but yeah, you can come talk to us for nothing. So maintenance, I'm going to let Courtney and Neil handle this one because they're better at it than I am.
I don't know about that.
Maintenance too.
Yeah. First off, maintenance is messy. It's not the same for everyone. It's not even the same week to week for each individual person. So we will work with you on an individual basis of what to do if you're our patient, of what to do for maintenance. So we have some people that can just stay on their same dose and just kind of cruise there, see how they're feeling. Some people will start to space out that dose a little bit, but we don't recommend spacing it out any further than say 9 or 10 days because you can start to have some rebound side effects. Alternatively, you can start to lower your dose and just stay on it weekly, which is probably the better thing to do to kind of keep your levels stable. So you would start lowering your dose I would say every couple of weeks you could lower your dose and just kind of see where you land. You may start to notice, oh, wow, at that dose, I'm getting a bit too hungry. Okay, then we can go up. Or at that dose, I'm really having a lot of food noise, food cravings. Okay, then we can go back up. We also add on some other things like metformin, which is very inexpensive and can help kind of curb your appetite just a bit and help you lower your dose. And we do have some people that are able to maintain completely on metformin or on a metformin and generic Contrave type combo. So there's no quick and fast answer to it. It's messy. It's a very individual basis. Some people can go all the way back down to the lowest and get off of medication completely. But if you're our patient, we're here to help and support you and figure out a plan that is tailored to your specific needs.
Yeah, Lou Hizzle asked if you go back to lowest, like you were saying. Yeah, some people go to the lowest and taper it out to like 8, 9 days, 10 days, and then come off and do fine or continue to lose weight. Other people, get down there and go up a little bit because they have cravings, they're hungry all the time, and they don't want to go up and they don't want to gain weight anymore. And they don't want to lose weight. They just want to be stable, and you just kind of play with it. Some people even switch meds, like they'll use the more expensive tirzepatide to get to the weight they want and then switch over because it is cheaper and they just need a little bit of support to kind of keep them from overeating.
And I'd say we see a lot of success with that, with people that were able to lose weight very successfully on tirzepatide and then just need just that little bit of appetite suppression. And they are able to switch to a lower dose semaglutide for maintenance and save some money there.
Or you're like me and have to keep going up on tirzepatide because it is what it is. It's my brain. It's a little messy. So, but Jackie said I've not injected for a couple of months. Food noise is low, but hanging, no weight gain yet. Just going to try till 3 months and see what happens. But a little weak here. I do not like that statement that a little weak. And because I actually reply that I hate food noise. It's like an old abusive relationship. Somebody would probably call this diet culture or, but the bottom line is it's negative self-talk that I'm very poor at circumventing with myself. I've got to work very hard on not thinking I'm weak because I fell prey to the chocolate or the ice cream or the whatever. I mean, I have 40 plus years of a brain highway. I have nerves that have literally wired themselves to go after those chemicals. So it doesn't make me weak. It makes me human, right? It makes me a biological being that has these neural pathways that it's there. I mean, it's the Audubon, right? As soon as I hop on that road, that's where I'm going. If I want relief, if I want fast relief from whatever emotion that I'm feeling or non-emotion that I'm feeling, right? I want a little excitement. I'm bored, whatever, who knows? Or it just happens to be 7:30 at night on a random Tuesday, right? It's like, why do I compulsively eat? It's because I'm a compulsive eater. I don't need a trigger. That highway is always open. What I have to do is stay away from the highway, right? Get out, just that on-ramp means like a perpetual construction barrier where I just don't go near. And it's not even like, I can't even get on the access road. I can't even get on the feeder. I got to stay away from that. It's not a thumbs up. That's not what we're doing here. It's not what we're doing. Oh my God. I just gave myself fireworks. So there's that. But I need, I'm driving and I need to stay so far away from the access road to that highway. And I have to go up to 7.5 right now to literally as a road sign to stay really away from that highway. And what I was explaining before is I was on a cruise and I brought my Manjaro pen with me and it was 5 milligrams. And this was Christmas. So 6 months ago. And I thought, I really wanted to enjoy the food on the cruise. So and we were there till like Wednesday. No, we were there till Thursday, I guess. And so I didn't inject on Monday. I had it with me. And I thought, oh, I'll be fine. I was so not fine. By Wednesday, I was like, I don't care if I get, and it was a little like nauseated because of the seasickness as well. Yeah, that was a bullshit excuse, hands down. And I was not good. My food noise literally took over a good 48 hours of enjoyment on that damn trip. And that's stupid. Like, was the ice cream really worth that? No, it wasn't. Not at all. Because I could still eat ice cream on it. I just can't eat all the ice cream on it. So anyhow, sorry, that's my Laura Ann said asking for a friend. So now I got to see the comment above. Oh my God, I don't see it. Hold on.
I don't see one.
I don't see it. So Laura Ann, ask again because we didn't see the first comment, and whenever it's asking for a friend, I know I need to know what it was.
And Jackie, I agree about them jalapeno Cheetos. Those are my faves.
Oh.
All right, Laura Ann, what do we? I gotta know. I gotta know. That's like the worst like cliffhanger ever, right there. In the meantime, I could do some balloons. Hold on. Is it this for balloons? Yes.
There you go.
It's gonna work for me today.
Oh, does smoking Manjaro affect Manjaro? I'm only saying that because it's gonna get
Marijuana.
It's gonna get me kicked off, remember?
Oh my God.
We talked about the drug not doing DRUGS last time. I swear to God, I wonder if TikTok can spell.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I know.
No.
I would think it would increase the food noise, right?
We have one patient who was with us that asked about that because that's why they wanted to get on it because they were using it for pain control from their doctor, and they wanted it to kind of help with the munchies that they would get. So on those on subreddits, I've seen that it helps with that.
Okay.
With the munchies from Mary Jane.
Now that we're seeing a number of patients that use gummies of a sort on kind of a regular basis, and they're still having success. I don't know. maybe the bigger question is what are the uses for?
Right.
know,
Do you,
is it
is it a medicinal purpose?
right? Is it for sleep? Is it for pain management, or is it simply for enjoyment? Because it could change things. Timing of day could change things.
Right. Ina said I was given Zepbound 5 milligrams, scared to take it because of any side effects. And I agree with the question of where 2.5 go. So if you're given 5 first, I would be terrified of side effects and wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
We would never, we did, like I said, so a little bit earlier, we talked about a patient who, slipped through our system. One patient out of 4,000. So I guess I'm okay with it. Slipped through and told us, oh, I never get any side effects on any medication. So somehow we ordered her 5 milligrams. She injected 5 milligrams and threw up for like 5 days. So, because we never know. Some people won't have an issue at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know why your doctor would start you at 5, first of all, when you can't freaking get it.
I absolutely would not start at the second dose. I mean, the first dose of semaglutide was strong enough. I can't even imagine taking the second and first.
I went up too
No.
fast after 2 months and I thought I was going to die.
Same. I had been on, a GLP-1 for, what are we at, 2 years now? And switching to semaglutide, I thought I'd be fine to increase my dose more quickly. And it wasn't super fat. I mean, it was, the next week and oh my gosh. And I'd never experienced a side effect, except when I stretched my tirzepatide out way too far and it was completely out of my system. And I went straight back to my regular dose, which was not something I would advise anyone to do. But yeah, I went up too quickly on the semaglutide. And I mean, I was green. It was awful.
You can remember good.
Great. The green emoji is fantastic.
Yeah.
Initially were, for diabetes. So there's a reason they were escalating the dose. It was to help control side effects, just to get blood sugar control. It wasn't for appetite control like we're using them for now, because that's what we discovered they do. So there's a reason they started way down low at not at 5, because people could not tolerate it. Just like people on metformin immediately release, they can't tolerate it.
So okay, so listen to this. So I'm on the shortages are getting better, guys. As of June 4th, yes. Zepbound. So this explains that. That's why I was like, wait a second, hold on. We can't forget Laura Ann's next question. So that actually, I think we would ask, why are you using gummies / recreational activities? Because that might be affecting that as well. But Manjaro is 5s are available, 2.5s are available, 12.5s are available. Zepbound 5, 12.5, and 2.5 are all available. 7.5 to 15 are limited availability. So they're getting better.
Yeah.
Good.
They're getting better. I didn't look up semaglutide yet, so I'm just taking a look. But you guys grab the other one.
So
Laura Ann's problem I'm having on every dose is it only works for 4 or 5 out of the 7 days. Typically that's we go up in dose. Yeah, it's just, your body's adapting to it, and it's probably time to move up so we can get all 7 days, especially if you're not having side effects. It's time to go up.
All the Ozempics are available, and Wegovy, everything except for 1.7 and 2.4 is limited availability, and they don't know why.
Wow.
Same old.
Ready for a new me. I did 4 weeks at 2.5, down 11 pounds. Awesome. My doctor wants me to do another 4 weeks on 2.5. I mean, if you're having good appetite control,
yeah,
and you're still losing weight, there's no reason to go up. Stay as low as you can for as long as you can.
absolutely.
And then Enos, should I call my doc to give me 2.5? If you have not been on a GLP-1 medication prior to this, I would not personally start on 5 milligrams. I would be terrified knowing what I know and seeing patients. I mean, it is absolutely possible that you have no problem with it, but that's very few people, and it's not worth the risk for me.
Agreed.
No, because you can't take it away.
Yep.
I mean, it's in your system.
Yeah.
And it's a very long half-life, so you're looking at 4 or 5 days of misery.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and some people can't work. Like, that's the thing. So again, it becomes a very expensive proposition if it's not managed well. Jenna said, a coworker of mine got MJ compound from Cairo office, middle of nowhere, started at 5 on the third week, moved her to 7.5. She's so sick. So I think that they must maybe get more money. I don't know. Like, I don't know. We don't do that. So we don't have compound, but we do have relationships with compounding pharmacies that we have vetted and feel comfortable with. If you want that option, yes. So our services at amstelehealth.com, you can check out our states there. Or Neil can list them because I can't even. I don't know. Apparently I don't know what states we have. Like I screwed that up earlier. The hell? Which is so funny. I think I'm just really tired today. So go to amstelehealth.com, check out our states. It's about, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, $150 for semaglutide, $200 to start on tirzepatide, low doses, and then our cost is $89 a month.
Correct. And it depends on the state. Some states don't ship. I was going to tell Jenna, like, send your friend to us, even if she just comes and watches our information here or on the free group, like she can learn a lot from us.
Yeah.
If she still wants to continue using them.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, that's the thing, because a lot of the ones that are in person, they do a couple of different things. They will actually charge insurance for the procedure of injecting you. So that allows them to bill insurance for both the visit and the procedure. Which I mean, I get it. We are in business to make money. Sort of. We are in business here at AMS to be sustainable, right? We're not volunteering, but we are not in business to gouge you. We keep things as lean as we can. So, I took compound for 3 weeks. It didn't work as well as name brand Mounjaro. Any idea why? Pennsylvania is in process. My guess is if the compound didn't work now, we've also had people on here that said Hollandale didn't do very well for them. Every compound pharmacy I've gone through has had the exact same effect. It could be time for you to go up. And maybe it was time for you to go up when you switched over to compound and you didn't go up so that it didn't work.
Candace, I've been told by my med spa that you can inject every 5 days. Is that true?
That's what the label says for Mounjaro and Zepbound. But why would you? It's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
Yeah.
having good appetite control and it's working every 7 days, I wouldn't change it.
You could also do 9 days because that is also on the label. You can make 2
Yeah.
days forward or backward according to the label. Anything over that, you're supposed to. I don't know what that means. Like all of a sudden I said that loud. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But I guess over that, you're back at the 4 days before. So you just inject but then you may have to go down, which is really our thing. Like if you're waiting over 9 days, that's when we start getting into that hairy area where we may have to go down, do half of the dose and then half of the dose. If you're on compounded, if you're on the grab and stab pens, you may need to go back down. And that's tough if you're paying, $550 a month or whatever. Did I say Zepbound 7.5 is available? I still want to try Zepbound.
I think it was 7.5 and 12.5 were short.
Oh yeah, so then
Sure.
Or something like that. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was 15 and 12.5 or something like that.
yeah.
There's a lot of numbers going out.
Classy, we are talking about the GLP-1 entire class of medications. So, but more importantly than that, we are talking about success on these medications and what you need to talk to your providers about. We are not medical advice. We are medical providers. I am not your doctor here. Courtney and Neil are with me. They are nurse practitioners. They are not your nurse practitioners here, even if they are, because we've got lots of our patients that pop on these public lives instead. But this is not medical advice. However, we are talking the whole GLP-1 class. So if you want to talk liraglutide or exenatide, feel free. But those, you know why they didn't? This is actually in my presentation for next week because I'm giving a national conference. The thing is, nobody cares about those drugs. Nobody cared about them 20 years ago either. They didn't cause a ruckus. You know why? Because they weren't as effective in weight loss. Once they get in weight loss, everybody loses their freaking minds over whatever moral thing they think they have to decide. So I think I would have more success if I could take it every 5 days. We wouldn't have a problem with that because the vials are good punctured for 28 days. You would just have to increase. Usually people want to go the other way to save money, but we don't have any problem with that. Yell at me if I'm wrong, you guys.
I don't know about that.
No, I think
No, but
that's fine.
especially if we get you maybe you go lower dose more often,
We have some people that split their dose into and do it every 4 to 5 days. Yeah.
So Laura Ann said, we'll grab Classies in a second, but Laura Ann, because this resonates with me, and I hate when the food noise returns. It's depressing. Does it ever go away permanently? For me, because I am a connoisseur of food noise, it does not go away unless my GLP-1 dose is appropriate and I'm doing the pillars. The AMS pillars, which is what we harp on them. I swear the horse is dead, but we're going to still keep beating it. I've got to get my protein in. I have a couple other triggers that I have to deal with that are not in this press mnemonic, but it's protein, restorative sleep, protein and food quality, restorative sleep, electrolytes with your hydration, strength training and movement, of course, cleared by your doctor, and then stress reduction. I also, for me personally, the food quality is one of those, but I also have to do food volume. If I eat too much, it flips that switch for food noise and all bets are off. So I can't do that on my own. My dose of GLP-1 has got to be on point, and I've got to do other resources like group programs and such, journaling, the whole thing. Classy said they're on metformin and also have Ozempic. That's a combo that we often do for our patients to keep the Ozempic costs a little lower, or I shouldn't say Ozempic, semaglutide. I can be an actual medical professional here, not do the media thing.
Mick Stern said they were on day 2 of tirzepatide 2.5 and haven't noticed any difference in their appetite. Should they have? Everybody's a little bit different. Some people are great and lucky and have appetite reduction at 2.5. Some people it takes a bit of a higher dose. Some people it just takes a bit more time. For me, and I've mentioned it a lot, it was a huge learning curve because I didn't realize that my appetite was reduced. It just took really retraining my brain that I needed, half to a third of the amount of food that I was serving myself. Even though I thought I had cut my portions down, it was a really, really brain game for me that, oh, I got to cut that dinner even in half of what I thought was a small portion. And you know what? I'm okay. But I didn't know what satiated was. I didn't know what I was either hungry and wanted to rip up the cabinets, or I was full. There was no like, wow, I'm just satisfied. So give it time. This may not be the dose for you. For a lot of people, probably for the majority of people, 2.5 milligrams of tirzepatide is not their dose. But give it time and, try to see if your appetite is reduced with some more time and maybe increases in dose.
There's a couple of protein questions on there. So recommendations first, for women, we typically recommend about 100 grams of protein per day, and men around 150 or more, as long as there's not like a reason you can't have that much protein, like kidney issues.
We're gonna try to do
Reason we
this.
say that it's about a gram per pound of lean body mass is what we typically recommend. The high protein does a couple of things. First, it helps you keep your hair. I obviously didn't get enough protein because my hair fell out, or I'm bald. I'm not sure which one. It helps that. It helps you retain your muscle. Only things you're going to do to retain that muscle while you're in a caloric deficit is strength training and protein. So got to have both pieces. The other great thing that someone else is talking about food noise, starting your day with a high protein breakfast, 30 grams or more, actually helps you eat less food throughout the day by about 300 to 400 calories. And that's not being on a GLP-1. So the high protein kind of helps a lot with everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I left anything out.
Nope. That was perfect. Okay. We have to go to TikTok only. We're going to turn off the YouTube. So
Okay.
for the YouTube people, all the nuggets for the next 10 minutes or so. You'll miss the last 10 minutes. Sorry about that, but it's summer. We have summer camp and I got to go pick up the offspring, but I'm going to stay on TikTok in the car. So let me end this on YouTube. We'll see you guys next week. I won't see you guys. You'll see them next week. So we're going to end the Zoom and the YouTube. Bye, Linda. We'll see you later. And then you guys go back to TikTok, and I got to figure out if your audio is on TikTok. So you guys are going to have to tell me, Jackie, your doctor said your protein's too high. Well, yeah.
Okay.
If you have kidney failure, then maybe stage 4 kidney failure, then that's a problem. If not, they may not, they may need to read a little bit.